But first, the pandemic has affected us mentally and physically. It's also affected our financial health. The federal rent relief program runs out Saturday. CASA and other groups came to Annapolis today to ask for an extension. WMAR 2 News' Don Harrison was in Annapolis with them today for that rally.
The landlord who was renting a space for me told me I had to leave in the middle of the night with my baby.
Just some of the stories heard today. CASA and other organizations gathered in Annapolis concerned about the government removing rent forgiveness during the pandemic. Currently, a federal moratorium was placed on housing that is assisted by the government from filing failure to pay rent motions on tenants, and courts cannot process any evictions until July 25th.
Our black and brown communities, our undocumented families, they have been suffering.
Catherine Paul is with CASA. She said the state and federal government has turned their backs on some people.
I have to talk about undocumented immigrants, right? Because they have been left out of the Federal CARES Act. They have not gotten a stimulus check. They have gotten nothing from the Trump administration. And the state has followed in their lead.
Governor Larry Hogan just announced a rent relief program that runs until the end of the state of emergency. You must apply and prove you lost your job due to the coronavirus. Cynthia Escobar and her mother live together. They have been affected by the pandemic as well. Sometimes they have to ask for money to help pay the rent.
We all need to share our money to help people to pay the rent, because we don't want nobody in the streets, because they are human like us.
Of course, not being able to pay your rent and being evicted is a financial problem, but some here say that this is a health problem as well.
Because people who are evicted, about a quarter of them will become homeless. And homeless people have increased mortality. Their lifespan, adults who are evicted, is 18 to 20 years less than the housed.
If you qualify, you will receive a 4-month rebate voucher for the rent. In Annapolis, Don Harrison, WMAR 2 News.
All right, in that report that Don just gave us here, he talked about the governor's new rent relief program, and now you can apply for it. Here's how it works. Let's put it up. Those of you who live in state finance rentals, you can apply for that 4-month rent rebate voucher. Community development and state financing includes programs such as the low-income housing tax credit. That's where rent, and if you're eligible, you head to the dhcd.maryland.gov website and for all the information on that. Kelly?